of things that happen in Nigeria. It's so obnoxious that if God looks down from heaven, you realize that we are really paying for our sins.
Speak your truth and be heard on the Eagles Morning Rise, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eagles 102.3 FM, your radio experience you can count on. From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja, Instagram at Eagles FM 1023. Download our apps on your Android and iOS stores. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
This is Eagles Morning Rises Breakfast Show, and this is Eagles Outlook. This is where we talk politics and current affairs, and there is a conversation on here and right here that we should really look into and look into critically. Why do I say critically? Because it is a matter of urgent importance. Right, urgent importance. My name is Uduak Daniel, and let me also bring it to you very quickly. Sustainable Gastronomy Day, that's what today is. Food, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, they call today, or pronounce today, 18 June, Sustainable Gastronomy, right? So gastronomy is actually a cultural expression of the world's natural and cultural diversity. Yes, I believe that's what it is. So cultural expression of the world's natural and cultural diversity. That's what gastronomy is. Now, today, June 18, is the celebration for Sustainable Gastronomy Day, and it does acknowledge that everyone plays a role in making sustainable choices for healthy diets and a food-secure future, right? And it also doubles as International Day for Countering Hate Speech. International Day for Countering Hate Speech. That is what today also doubles as, and it's got the theme, the power of partnerships in countering speech. The power of partnerships in countering speech. That is what today is all about. Now, you should also know that we have a YouTube channel. It is the Eagles TV Abuja, right? Eagles TV Abuja on YouTube. Please get on there to show us that love and support, and let us know that you came, you saw, and you are soaring with us, right? And on Facebook, it is Eagles FM Abuja. And then, of course, across social media platforms, it is Eagles FM Abuja. So that is what it is. So, well, is it true that some reps members that urged Mr. President to resign? How true is that conversation right there? Right? But yeah, I think it is true that some members of the House of Representatives have recently urged President Bola Tinubu to lead or resign. However, it is not an official conversation, so it's not even a full parliament resolution, but rather a demand by a specific faction. So that is just what it is. I would love to go into all of that, but I can't. So let's just get back to what the main conversation is. And this is for Antonietta, right, who was asking earlier whether or not the House of Reps is asking Mr. President to resign. Just a little fraction of caucus or group have done that, but has not really gone through that process, the usual process of intent. But yeah, here we are again. Here we are again. We are talking the state police this morning. We're not here to pick sides. No, we're not here to pick sides. We are just here to weigh two realities. Two realities that you and I are living today. That's what we are here for. Reality one is many communities are waiting hours for police response while crime happens in minutes. The reality two is that many Nigerians fear what happens when a governor controls guns. And this is given what the SIEC and local government autonomy has been turned into, what we've seen with them. Today, we'll listen to both. I mean, we'll be having, in a short bit, joining us, Sir Ankeli Emmanuel, who is the Northwest Regional Editor of the National Accord newspaper and Global Patriot, USA. And he will be speaking with us because he's raising some concerns about political abuse. Now, if you recall that there has been the debate by the National Assembly, there has been a direction or a directive by Mr. President, there has been calls from well-meaning Nigerians, politicians, talking about the need for a state police. And they've also gone out to telling us that should we have a state police, some of the numerous crimes and the insecurity that we face today will naturally die, and that it will not have the leeway, the foundation, the grounds to fester. But others have said no, that even though the state governors keep telling us that they do not have control and power over the security architecture in their states, which of course many have reasoned that to be a slap on their faces. And it's still a debate whether or not state governors have credence, prominence, power to control the respective polices in their respective states. But this other voice is saying that, look at what happened with the SIEC. Look at what happened with the local government autonomy, where up until today there is no true independence. Can we really afford that when we now finally tell the state governors, now you can man, you can own, you can supervise to ensure and direct the respective police in your states? Which direction or what altitude and latitude to go? That it will be used as a political tool against dissent voices and opposition. And that there will be a lot of injustice that will be carried out under the pretext of lawful doings. And nobody will get to question the governors. Now, I recall that we had a conversation on this where we had I think we had two opposing views from two guests, Professor Kamal right there and Sir Benedict Olaleko Agunloye, both of them sharing different fears and concerns about the policing structure in the country. Right. And this has been the issue. This has been the issue all round. Sir Benedict is saying it's about that time for us to get a state police. The prof is saying, well, we may have some gains, but he's not totally in support. And you also said what you had to say in view of that. But this is where the conversation is thriving. This is where we are today. And it leaves us with some very salient questions. Questions that really bother on the verdicts that may come should 2/3 of the assembly and respective state assemblies agree to it and Mr. President gives an assent to it. But we also have our voices. You and I live with insecurity on a daily basis. The debate is, if you give 36 guns to 36 states, is Nigeria mature enough? If you bestow lawfully 36 guns to 36 states and say, man your respective guns, are we really ready for that type of security vibe or check, if you like? Well, that's the bane of the discourse today, right? And we're connecting with him already now. Let's get straight to him. But just before we do so, okay, let's just get with him because of time. Good morning to you, Sir Ankali.
Good morning, and good morning, listeners across the country.
Right. Well, let's delve into this already. Let's start by explaining the issue simply for the listener. Nigeria currently runs one central police with 370,000 officers for 220, 230, 250, even 300 million people by estimation, because we don't know how many we are. Now, states are now asking to create their own police to respond faster to local crime. And there are fears. The fear is governor control, given what we've seen with SIEC and local government autonomy. In 2024, federal government and governors, they agreed to a pilot. National Assembly is drafting the law now. Help us understand why you believe institutions are not ready and what dangers you see, because I know that we had a pre-conversation. Now, your stand or your stance is very, very clear. You're saying that we are not ready. You're saying that it will be hijacked by the state governors who will now become emperors. But some Nigerians are asking, are the state governors already not emperors? And they're still saying that, look, controlling the state police will make them even like gods. That even when they keep telling us that they do not have control over the state police, look at the height of political impunity that some of them have showcased when it comes to even the local government autonomy. Look at the kind of power that they have. And they still tell us that they do not man and control the security architecture in the respective states, that the order comes from Abuja, the central government. From what you've observed with the SIEC and the local government autonomy, why do you believe governors controlling police will be dangerous for Nigeria today?
All right, thank you so very much. Listeners, just like you rightly explained, one thing remains very sacrosanct here. One thing remains very sacrosanct here. And what is that? That is simply that either we like it or not, there are some truths that we must understand, despite the cover by those in position of authority. And what those in position of authority should also understand is, today it might be them, tomorrow they might not be the one that are there. So they should not simply, because they are there today, and create crises that they cannot manage tomorrow. Now, coming to the question of why do I think Nigeria is not right enough for state police? From time immemorial, I've been making my position clear to virtually all the media outlets that have invited me on this topic. And my position is, just like you've mentioned one or two out of it. One, let's begin to ask ourselves. Now, why is every cycle of election failing us as a country? It is simply because the federal government has the power and the monopoly to appoint who lords over the election. Therefore, it is certainly expected that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. Now, coming to states, now we are being given that authority to create what is called State Independent Electoral Commission, which equally he who pays the piper dictates the tune. Now, for the couple of years you've been monitoring political cycle in Nigeria, has there been any state whereby opposition party wins local government election completely? The answer is no. Even if they are to win at all, it will be 1 out of 30 or 1 out of 50. So that goes to tell you that the state governors controls everything. And as such, creating state police or establishing state police, for me, it only adds up to the political abuse which has already been entrenched by these governors. Why are they abusing it? They will abuse it because, one, they now directly controls whatever happens within the system. And the question I'm asking is this: if any governor is telling you because they are not in charge of police, that's why they cannot deliver, they are all lying. All governors have their own police. They have their own police. What about the vigilantes? Is there any state in this country that doesn't have vigilantes? How have the governors treated the vigilantes? The vigilantes are even closer to the grassroots more than even whatever police they are taking up. How have they utilized the vigilantes in achieving their desired aim of securing their states? Most of these state governors have created their own passive security outfits.
Are you talking about the likes of Amotekun and the Abuja and the rest? Are they police? Can we call those police?
As a matter of fact, most of the states in the north, they created their own passive security outfit. Either commercial, whatever. They have their own security outfits, despite considered as paramilitary. However, is
that legal?
Of course it is.
Okay.
It is. State governments can create quasi security outfit. It is.
Okay.
You understand? And most of them have done that. Now, how have they been able to treat or utilize those that they've created in achieving the desired security they so yearn for? It's just like someone having one wife that you can't adequately take care of the wife, thinking of having 2, 3. Now, if you ask for most of the states that have vigilante groups, are they really paying the vigilantes which they've engaged? How consistent is the payment? And what percentage is the payment they are paying them? So, frankly speaking, by permitting state police, for me, state police is not a crime, but we are not right for it as a country.
But
how can we be right for state police when our economy, when the state economies are poor? Tell me how many states in this country can survive without federal allocation? At most 4 or 5. So now, if you know a hungry man is an angry man, if by the time you give someone a gun and you couldn't pay that person, what do you expect? We create more crime than even thinking you are going to fight the crime.
Sir Ankeli, let's look at this. I mean, the 1999 Constitution, I don't know if you're aware, has been amended for like 5 times. Section 214 puts police under IGP, but Section 315 allows transitional provisions. Now, if you recall that in February of 2024, federal governments and governors agreed to pilot states while National Assembly amends the Constitution. Now, pilot first lets us test before national rollout. The IGP, Olatunji Rewandisu, has said federal careers are safe. Very recently he said that, yesterday I believe. And that federal police keeps national crimes. No job loss, only division of labor. So how do you now think that when you delegate responsibility and you divide responsibility into micro units and allow people to efficiently gravitate in their areas of relevance and placement, that we will indeed not have crimes within the very grassroots reduced? Because that's what Nigerians are saying. And they're saying that, look, the moment we have the state police, these are people who are indigenous, who know the routes, who know the terrain. So we will not be having excuses of, okay, they don't know the terrain and all of that. The terrain is very tactical. It's very this. It's rainforest weather. We don't understand it and so all of those excuses will be removed. And secondly, we will not have to now focus attention on the central police every time. And then we have this culture of blaming it on the leadership. I'm talking about the president. Maybe this time the state governors can stand to their responsibilities and ensure that criminality is indeed handled and that the peoples over which they govern are safe. Shouldn't that be the priority in this conversation, rather than saying that there will be hijack here, there will be hijack there? In fact, if you ask an average Nigerian, and I'm asking you now listening, if you were to choose between the safety in your community under a state and the continued incessant crime because there is no state police, which one would you prefer? Naturally.
All right. Thank you so very much. Like I said, we are all entitled to our opinion. Whosoever that sees from the perspective of positivity, fine. But me, I'm not saying it's not a good thing. But what I'm saying is that we are not ripe for it at the moment.
So why are we not right? Why are we not right for it? Why are we not right for it?
Fine. Why we are not right for it? Because these are the reasons I'm giving you. Now we still operate a weak institutional safeguard. Weak institutional safeguard in the sense that the local vigilantes, the local quasi-security outfit that we have engaged in our various states, how did we provide for them? Nothing. We've not made adequate arrangement for them, and we are thinking of adding more. Now, talking about state police would rather create more ethnicity and more religious tension in some states. Why? Because in some states, we have plurality of religion. So, and probably the person that is in charge as at that material time might belong to one of the faiths. And by the time a recruitment is being done, others will feel they are being shortchanged. Others will feel they are being sidelined. Therefore, creating room for distrust, creating room for misunderstanding, and creating room for tensions. So, but when it is federal, nobody will say it's being shortchanged on the basis of religion or the basis of ethnicity. Because it is considered more or less on the basis of at least merit. Despite merit, it seems to be far from the reality. Now, there will be also an open door for human rights abuse. Because these are people that are from your vicinity. They know the people. Therefore, they can use that avenue, using the uniform, to oppress people that they consider they have long-standing adversary with their families, with their clans.
Even if there is an amendment that is still ongoing now, even if an amendment finds a way in solving such a situation, we should still run away from state police? Is that what you're saying?
Amendment is paper amendment and not character amendment.
So who runs? You said the systems or the institutions are weak, isn't that right?
No.
You said that. You said the system is weak. Now, does the system run itself, or it's human beings that run it?
So now the emphasis should be on the human being to adjust and improve on the one they have on ground.
Let me put a peg to your thoughts. Let's just take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
Honorable Edward.
Yeah.
I agree to adjust. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My greeting to adjust.
Right.
Honestly, what the guest is saying, he has a lot of sense. That is my point. Exactly. That's my point. Because I don't look at this. These people are not politically matured. You know, nobody is saying state police is bad. It's a welcome development. But we are not politically matured to take this thing. Even the one we have on ground, honestly speaking.
Yeah. So, Honorable, when will we be mature? When will we be matured? If we don't test run? That's the argument. Do you understand it? Do you understand now?
We are not ready to be. We're not ready to be mature, so I can't say this is the time we are going to be mature. You will hear say the power of local government autonomy. Look at look at the decision the president has taken. Until now, they are not implementing it completely.
Right.
Okay, these people that you are going to take, we are going to create as police, state police now. You are giving these people rightful. What will happen if they are not paid? What will happen? And we know our governors, they don't pay. Even if the money is given to them. That's an risk. And as our guest said, honestly speaking, there will be a lot of problems.
Okay.
So this state police is good. But is there any way we can sit down and look into it? I don't know what the National Assembly, what they have done, to secure this. They don't normally give us this information to look at it. When people can go to public hearing and like that, we will understand if there is anything to protect in the OOS. No governor will go for first term, I will not go for second term. And let me tell you, state will not be developed again because they have gotten another way to win the election, and nobody will contest with them. Even with the one they have, they say they are not in charge. Are they not be making use of them? It is only when you call to security. Why are they taking security money? It is only when you call to security they will say they are not in charge. They
Right. So, many thanks, though, Honorable Edwards, right there. Anyways, Sir Ankeli, you there?
Yeah, I'm there, of course.
Okay. Let's just quickly take a breather. I've got bills to pay. I'll come back with you. So you tell us, your concluding part as we also take some messages from family members. Now, in case you're just tuning in for the first time, this is Eagle's Morning Rise Breakfast Show. This is the political and current affairs blog show on here. And this is where we're talking about the state police and all. And what exactly do you think? Now, we understand that there are certain amendments that is ongoing right now, and hopefully when those amendments come through and it is indeed backed by 2/3, what exactly would it be for us? Can we say that we are safer when we place 36 guns in the hands of 36 governors across the country, Nigeria? We're right back.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointed Nyesom Wike as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory in August of 2023. Expectations were high. Known for his infrastructure-driven administration as Governor of Rivers State, many Nigerians wondered whether he would bring the same pace and energy to the nation's capital. Nearly 3 years later, Abuja bears visible signs of a government determined to accelerate development. From major road construction projects to urban renewal initiatives and increased budget performance, the Federal Capital Territory has witnessed significant activity under Wike's leadership. One of the most visible aspects of the administration has been its aggressive infrastructure agenda. Across Abuja, new roads have been constructed, while several abandoned projects have been revived and completed. Major road networks linking urban districts and satellite communities have improved accessibility, reduced travel times, and opened up economic opportunities for residents. Rural communities have also benefited from road projects aimed at connecting previously underserved areas to the city center. The administration has also embarked on the construction and rehabilitation of critical public facilities. Among these are the renovation of the International Conference Center, the construction of the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal, and the development of key interchanges designed to ease traffic congestion within the city. Beyond physical infrastructure, the minister has repeatedly emphasized fiscal discipline and project delivery. According to the FCT administration, Abuja achieved between 90 and 95% implementation of its 2024 budget, a figure described as one of the highest performances in the history of the territory. The administration maintains that virtually every project captured in the budget received attention and funding. Supporters argue that this level of execution demonstrates a commitment to translating budgets into tangible projects rather than mere paperwork. Residents in several communities have acknowledged improvements in road infrastructure and access to government services. Community leaders in rural districts such as Kwali, Buari, and Gwagwalada have praised projects that have brought development closer to grassroots populations. Economic activity have also received a boost from the administration's infrastructure push. Construction projects have created jobs, stimulated local businesses, and enhanced investor confidence in Abuja's development prospects. The government has consistently maintained that infrastructure remains a key driver of economic growth and improved quality of life. There is broad acknowledgement that Abuja has experienced an unusually high volume of visible construction and infrastructure activity during this period.
On several occasions, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has publicly commended Nyesom Wike for what he described as his commitment to project delivery, urban renewal, and the transformation of the Federal Capital Territory. During the commissioning of various projects across Abuja, the president praised the minister's drive, describing the pace of development in the FCT as evidence of purposeful leadership and effective governance. For many observers, the relationship between the president's vision for the nation's capital and the minister's execution of that vision has become one of the defining features of the current administration. Beyond Abuja, the minister's performance has also attracted attention in his home state of Rivers. Many Rivers people, community leaders, youth groups, women associations, and stakeholders have expressed pride in seeing one of their own entrusted with the responsibility of managing Nigeria's capital city. Several groups have publicly thanked President Tinubu for finding Nyesom Wike worthy of such a strategic national assignment.
As the Federal Capital Territory continues its journey towards becoming a modern, efficient, and globally competitive capital city, the legacy of Nyesom Wike's tenure will likely be judged by the durability and impact of these projects in the years ahead. For now, the roads, bridges, public buildings, and renewed construction activities across Abuja stand as visible markers of an administration focused on infrastructure, execution, and transformation. This has been a documentary on the performance and achievement of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, since assuming office in Abuja in 2023. Sponsored by K&K Construction Property Homes Limited and engineer Kelvin Dobbin Green and Friends.
Please listen to this infomercial.
Are you looking for a solution to your borehole problems? Let me introduce you to Farex Borehole. At Farex Borehole Services, we are not just competent, we are committed to providing simple, reliable, and professional solutions to all your borehole needs. Whether you require a borehole survey, borehole drilling, or assistance with any borehole-related challenge, Farex Borehole Services is your trusted partner. Even better, you can make a 50% down payment and spread the balance conveniently over 6 months to 1 year while your borehole project is being completed. For inquiries and booking, call 080 3596 5170 080 3596 5170 or visit our office at 3rd Avenue Gwarimpa behind H Medics Abuja. Farex Borehole Services, delivering reliable water solutions with professionalism and excellence.
Own a piece of Abuja today with Firth Urban Limited. We offer premium estate lands in strategic locations including Katangbe Extension, Asokoro Extension, Guzape 2, Piakasa and Koje. Our properties come with FCDA approved titles, verifiable at ages, giving you peace of mind and confidence in your investment. Enjoy flexible payment plans of up to 12 months with no hidden charges. Whether you are building your dream home or securing your future through real estate investment, Firth Urban Limited has the right property for you. Call 091-1165-8936 or call 070-7299-8350 to book a site inspection and take the first step toward owning land in Abuja. Firth Urban Limited, shaping earth, consolidating standard.
Alright, so we are back right now and we have that conversation ongoing, and you already know what it is. We are looking at 36 guns given to 36 states. Is Nigeria ready for it? Well, I see your calls coming through, but I should put out an information now. The Nigerian House of Representatives passed a landmark constitutional amendment bill to establish state police, and is moving policing from exclusive to concurrent legislative list. Now, what does this do? It decentralizes the nation's security architecture and is allowing the 36 states to establish and fund their own forces. And this is alongside the federal police legislative progress right there. So the House of Representatives passed the 6th alteration bill with 288 lawmakers, and they were voting in favor, securing the required 2/3 majority. Now, the Senate they passed, its second reading and was referred to the Committee on Constitution Review, and this is for further legislative action. Now, what is the key framework? So the key framework for this, quick one, federal versus state. Now, the federal or the existing Nigeria Police Force, that is the NPF, will evolve into a Federal Police Service, FPS. And its focus will be on transnational and interstate crimes, while states will focus and handle localized law enforcement. Now, what are the governor's power? The state governors now will bear more localized security responsibilities. But safeguards are being debated by the attorneys general to prevent political abuse and protect civil liberties. So the Inspector General of Police now, IGP, he has reassured current officers that the state police will not lead to job losses. In fact, it will not lead to pension forfeiture. It will not even lead to loss or even a loss of rank. I mean, there's so much promises there. And that as it stands now, the track is ongoing. Constitutional amendments progress via the National Assembly of Nigeria, or we read the official summary of the bill on Policy and Legal Advocacy Center. That's for background on the public discourse on this matter, right? So that is just what this conversation is about. So it will still have the federal or the central supervising the affairs of the states, but then again, the governor seems to be the one who is able to appoint the commissioners of police for their respective states, and of course, that will be what it is. So the federal police are restricted from interfering in state matters unless specific circumstances are met. Now, for example, a complete breakdown of law and order, then the federal police will step in. Or a formal request from the state governor, then the federal police will step in. Or if the state police become inoperative due to maybe severe financial or administrative challenges, which many are indeed foreseen for the state police. But how can we indeed build the state police if we're already having so much fears before it starts? And I asked that pertinent question: when do you think you and I will be ready to embrace, to welcome a state police? And if we go by the question of when, many a time, if we look at the way things are going on in this country, you will say never. But that being said, shouldn't we have a springboard, a start point, a beginning? And then maybe as we go through or go along, we will juggle it through. Hello, good morning.
Thank you, Master.
Yes, good morning. Welcome aboard.
Dr. Latin from Buse.
Welcome aboard, my brother. Talk to us.
I'm seeing the people of the bell you ran for me this morning.
Right,
Thank you
amazing. Amazing, thanks.
It's like one in jackpot.
Right.
It has never been done for me in any platform. So you are the one and the only person that rang the bell for me.
Let's ring it again.
Thank you so much.
Let's ring it again for you.
Oh,
many
my
thanks.
goodness.
Right.
Oh, my. You turned my head again. It's all right.
Right. Talk to us. Talk to us.
Master Edward.
Yes, please.
What do we want as a nation?
Mm-hmm.
We have been clamoring that the power is too concentrated in this sector. That there should be restructuring. We were clamoring for restructuring. Restructuring came. We said no, we don't want it. Master Drag.
Right.
Nigeria is a very serious thing. I don't know what to say about Nigeria.
Right.
The people complain that the governor don't have power to control police. No, they are giving them power to have one. They do not touch 60 around again. They say no. Don't give it to them. But where do we move to? Where do we go? You say you are living in one bedroom flat. No, it's too congested for you and your family. Then I say, okay, move into 3-bedroom flat. You say, oh, how are you going to pay? You see the problem we find ourselves. When are we going to be ready for anything? Make mention of anything in this country. People tell you we are not right. When are we going to write? When? In 1 or 2 years, I will be 60. When are we going to be right?
Right.
When? See, 1,000 kilometers of journey. Start with a step.
Right.
If you don't take a step, you go somewhere. But no matter how long a journey is, once you take a step, that one step have redeemed from the long journey you are going.
All right. So in summary, Doctor.
Yeah. They are complaining about finances for police in the state. Dr. Edward, check the money going to state now. There is no state and less than more than 10 billion naira per month.
Right.
Asking for the ones they are generating. And somebody is telling me government won't be able to pay a police in the state. Even nobody has one for state police.
Maybe agree with him in some ways. Wouldn't the state police be an opportunity to also ensure that we see where these monies that are allocated to the we've had about 10,000 police officers now, and this is where the monies are. Fairism, this is what the packages would be. So that way the people can say, okay, yes, well, now we see where these monies are going. Well, Just saying. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mauda.
Good morning to you.
My name is good morning.
Yes, BB.
My name is Abby from Otako.
All right, BB,
I
thank you.
greet every caller. I greet our guests for the studio. I really concur for base what you say. This state police where we are talking about, who will see their organ, not be the people where they see they represent us, and at the same people now they go meet our president. They say what they want, and president will go sign the money give them. They cannot even pay police. They cannot even maintain their home. They cannot even maintain roads. They cannot even build hospital. They cannot even open school. This money where president find for these people, where the money they go, who they chop am, wetin they don't take and do for us. I think this time around, we think they blame our president too much. Why would they blame president? Now when me see the blame president say, when you award money for them, go and check. Even though na 1 month you go fit waka, check the money wey you award for them, wey you sign for them, whether they don't take and do something for them. Right. Without all that, now we see they call state police. If state police is good, I know academics is good, but who will they pay them? Who will they pay them? No,
the governors.
Take care of our police. Who will they pay them? Now
the governors. The governors pay them.
No. Yeah?
The governors will pay them. No. Will pay them. The state will pay them.
See, forget even though they pay them, they go still use the state police to torment us. I'm telling you the truth.
Baby, for once of time.
They go still use the state police to torment the citizens. So make they give the new school, make they try to award money for them, but they are not doing well. So people when they represent us, now that they chop the money, and our match cannot go for them. If they say go to the court, it's not fair. Bye-bye.
Baby, thank you. I mean, and that's that clear statement she made there. Honestly, not one to be joked with or trifled with. Hello, good morning to you, my brother. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Olatunji calling from Abuja.
Olatunji, if you can, I beg you, please. Maybe 1 minute, please.
Okay, sir. I want to applaud Kali for lending the government some sense, and more so, I want to my reservation concerning this. Let us believe that there is some worriness before the full establishment. One of it is what work to come and do, because we think in these modern days we should be talking of police that will not be only gone. There are so many places that we needed police, but sophisticated weapons not gone. So one fear, but sharing gone to the 36 states, it will be a problem. What where to work is with police that will be fully armed. We need some police that will be working in some places that you don't need carrying gun. In abroad, we see a situation whereby police are using water to scare away citizens. We need those kind of police. And one thing again, I see that state police cannot occupy that ones that have that. Hello?
Yeah. James. Oh, good Lord. You are going to make that point straight to seek fundamental human rights enforcement against rogue officers or state directives. There's a legal, and judicial recourses to it. And then, of course, there are clear jurisdiction or jurisdictional limits where legislation is clearly defining the bounds of state police powers, typically limiting them to intelligence gathering and minor offenses. Now, the high-level national security crimes are exclusively to the federal police. Okay, so there is also the strict recruitment and vetting. There is a part of the dual control frameworks. There is the independent oversight commissions and all of that. Now, there are proposals, mandates, a constitutional anchored oversight body. And this constitutionally anchored oversight body will monitor state police conduct and investigate abuses. And this will serve as a buffer against whatever power and control the respective state governments may want to have, or how they want to interfere in whatever the dealings may be. So there are some very, very brilliant. But then the question always remains, can we take the brilliance from paper into active execution? Can it go from paperwork to active execution? And that's what it is. I guess that's the bane of this conversation. But I see this now from Samuel. Well, let's start with Yusuf now. Yusuf says, good morning, UD, and your guest has spoken well. Good morning to you too, Yusuf. He says, On creation of state police, my position is that the Senate and the House of Representatives missed the point. The crime we are battling now is full-scale invasion of the country by mercenaries and foreign military contractors calling themselves Boko Haram and bandits. I am still at a loss on how will a state police tackle the heavily armed bandits that have defied the might of Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Police, DSS, NSCDC, immigration, and so on for decades. My fear is that state police will only become an instrument of state terror, and in which case democracy will be turned to dictatorship, rulership will become a family affair, corruption and impunity will be instituted, and the masses will be subjected to harassment. It may even end up consuming those who are clamping for it now. I observe that the government is trying hard to convince Nigerians that the security problems we have is local, whereas it is not. Restructuring does not mean that we should create structures that will be counterproductive. Have a nice day, says you too. Samuel now is saying, greetings to you, UD, and the guest. UD, there's nothing wrong with the state police, but the way and manner it will be handled. Look at the one we have on ground and the way and manner they are being handled. No proper welfare, no equipment. How sure are we that the governors are ready to do the needful when the state police takes off? Thanks and have a safe day. Well, Sir Ankeli, let's just quickly hear from you as you put your final ice on the cake.
All right, thank you so very much. Like I said earlier, all the points I've said, they are already clearly spelled out already.
That's right.
But then, the simple reality is this. If one is ready to have 2, 3 wives, one should be able to see how he takes care of the first wife he has. Now, every state has vigilante group. How have they fared with those vigilante groups? Some states have quasi-security outfits. How have they fared with those quasi-security outfits? And recently, very recently, not long ago, the issue of forest guard or agro rangers was also introduced. So let's handle the ones we have for now first, and let's see the outcome. Let's see the result. Let's see the positive outcome before we think of going for state police. After all, how many security outfits do we have in this country? Yes, of course, the number is very, very insignificant, because for the army, both the Air Force, the soldiers, and the Navy put together, they have just a total of about 280,000 or more, just within that range. Then for the paramilitary, comprising of the police, the immigration, the custom, the correctional service, the federal fire service, the Nigerian Civil Security and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Federal Road Safety Corps, the NDLA and Co. Put all together, it's giving you just about 500,000 in all. You understand, personnel. So the truth of the matter is, yes, there is need for more recruitment at the federal level. More recruitment at the federal level. And that of state police for now should be left for me. It should be put on hold. Let's see. Somebody is talking about state police who bring security closer to the people. The ones we have first, let's have the security first. When we have the security, then we can think of adding the state police to sustain that security. So the federal one that we have should endeavor to give us the needed security first. Then we think of adding to sustain the security which they've given us.
Right.
If not, left for me, I still insist, we are not yet politically matured, we are not yet physically ripe, and we are not yet economically buoyant to sustain whatever that is called state police.
Okay. Many thanks, Sir Ankeli. You still maintain your stance. However, some Nigerians and family members believe that, well, it might just be a step in the right direction, and yet some also allude to what you're saying. But it still remains one point of conversation. When will we ever be ready if we don't even start? But still, thank you, far too kind, for adding your voice in the discourse this morning.
Thank you once again.
Right. Well, this is where we call it a close. I know overshot the time and all of that, but this is a critical conversation, and thank you to the producer for giving the thumbs up for a go ahead. Family members have been calling for an extension of the time, and it seems like it's really, really clear that there might just be a very necessity for an extension of time. Well, I believe that the management is already working, in that regard. But then this is the